If you're tired of slow progress and want to improve your drawing fast, then stick around because I'm about to share 6 game-changing tips. Hey artists! I know why you're here. You're tired of feeling like your drawing skills are just stuck and it's not moving no matter how much you practice. And you actually want to see some real progress fast. No problem, I got you! Welcome to our business with Ness. I'm Ness and I'm a professional illustrator. Today I'm breaking down 6 tips that seriously helped me level up real fast. And we're going deeper than just practice every day. So please do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, grab your sketchbook, and let's dive in. Tip number 1, embrace the ugly sketchbook method. All right, first up, you need an ugly sketchbook. Like, not a cute, perfect one, not a leather-bound thing that your grandfather passed down to you or that cost like 80 bucks and now you're too scared to mess up. I mean a beat-up one where you can just scribble, make mistakes, and be as messy as you want. Believe me, when you stop trying to make every page Instagram-worthy, this is where you can really start learning. And also, the pressure is really off. Honestly, perfectionism is the fastest way to kill your progress. You don't need perfect, beautiful pages. In fact, you need to make mistakes to learn quicker. That's how everyone learns. That's how children learn. They fall on their faces and then they get up again. If in your sketchbook you get stuck redoing the same line 20 times just to get it just right, you're not actually learning, you're wasting time. Let it be messy. Let it be bad. It's okay. That's how we learn. Tip number 2, commit to 15-minute daily drawing drills. I have some good news for you. You don't need daily 3-hour drawing marathon sessions in order to get better. Seriously, a short, focused practice beats a marathon drawing session every time. Because sometimes when we're drawing, we're just doodling and we're not actually learning anything, right? There's a very big difference between practicing and just drawing. With 15-minute drawing drills, the key is building momentum. Even if it feels small, it's just 15 minutes, but it adds up. Drawing drills are really important to get better, but let's be honest, it can be a bit dry. If you try to do that hours on end, you'll die of boredom before you have a chance to improve. And then where you'll be. When you're not having fun, you're not gonna stick to it. So that's why 15 minutes a day, that's perfect. Everyone can do it. And then after your 15 minutes, if you want, you can move on to the fun stuff. So pick a drill, set a timer, and just go for it. Here are my top 3 favorites. 1-minute gesture drawings. Gestures are great to learn how to capture movement and proportions fast, also great for loosening up. You can use sites like Line of Action or Quick Poses to help you pick references and set up a kind of class format. I'll link them below this video. Quick Poses is my favorite. It's free and it's awesome. I recommend 1-minute poses, so in 15 minutes you can do 15 of them. Next we have shape breakdowns. Break down complex objects like, say, a rhinoceros into simple shapes like cylinders, cubes, or spheres. This teaches you structure and form. And then we have drawing lines. Straight lines, horizontal lines, vertical lines, diagonal, wavy, all kinds of different lines. I know this isn't the most exciting, but it really helps to steady your hand and practice consistency in your lines. Improving your drawings isn't just about learning up here, it's also about literally working out your hand so it gets better, steadier, etc. So those are just 3, but if you want more, I actually put together a free guide for you, 30 of my favorite drawing drills. So you have one for every day of the month. And yes, it's completely free, so go and get that now. I'll leave the link on the screen and in the description below. Tip number 3, copy artists that you admire ethically. This is another huge one. Study the artists that you love. I'm not saying to copy what they did and then post it as your own. That's a big no-no. I'm talking about master studies for the purposes of practice only. When you do a master study, you can really break down what they're doing and figure out how they're achieving certain effects. It's really fascinating. You can do a master copy with a focus on different things. It can be trying to replicate the shapes or, how they draw hands or noses or eyes, or it could be how they achieve that texture or color, etc. Basically, what you're doing is trying to reverse engineer their techniques. And the end goal isn't to just take what they're doing one-to-one, but kind of pick and choose, oh, I really like that. I'm gonna take that. And then from another artist, maybe I like how they do their line work. And from the other artist, I really like the vibe and atmosphere that they create using pastel. You take different things that you like from different artists, and that's how you create your own style. When we think of master studies, we often think about, the big masters like Van Gogh or Michelangelo, but this can be also modern masters. You can just take any of the modern artists that you love, maybe on Instagram or someone that you found on Pinterest, whatever, your favorite illustrators. I really love Rebecca Green, and I've done many master studies of her style. Just privately, I've never shown them because, it's her work, not mine. But that has taught me a lot. As an artist, you're like a sponge and you're soaking up the best parts of everything that you see around you and making it your own. I have 3 more things to talk to you about in this video, but first I would really love to know, what are you struggling with the most when it comes to your drawing? What challenging you? What is the thing that you can't seem to figure out? Maybe I'll do a video about it in the future. So go in the comments and let me know. Tip number 4, set tiny, achievable goals. When your goals are too big or too vague, like for example, get better at drawing, it's a little bit overwhelming, and where do you even start with that? You need something more specific and something very achievable now. So instead, set a tiny goal. For example, this month, I'll practice drawing hands. It may sound small, but crossing off little wins really builds momentum. And here's a secret to turbocharge this tip. Track your progress to stay motivated. Learning how to draw is the work of many years, and it's really easy to get kind of discouraged or lose motivation when it feels like we're not getting anywhere, especially when you're only staring at your current drawing and seeing nothing but the flaws. That's why one of the best things that you can do is track your progress. So I just said you should set yourself a tiny goal. Well, put a deadline on that. For example, 1 month to get better at drawing hands. Start the month by making a drawing to use as a baseline to know what your skills are like now. And then at the end of your 30 days of practice, do the same drawing again. Same concept, same subject, same pose, etc. Just redo the drawing and see how much better you got at it. You'll actually be able to see the improvement, and that is so encouraging when you can look at them side by side and be like, whoa, I came this far in just 30 days. You definitely want to keep going after that. So the next month you can set yourself another goal. Even outside of your tiny goals, it's great to track your general progress, and you can do that by taking photos of your work, for example, or dating your sketches in your sketchbook. Every once in a while, flip through your sketchbook or flip through your camera roll and notice the improvement. See how far you've come. This is so important because it reminds you that the effort is paying off, even if it doesn't always feel like this day to day. Tip number 5, get critique to identify your weak spots. Okay, real talk, you can't fix what you're not aware of. Take a step back, look at your work, really look at it, and be honest with yourself. Where are you struggling? Is it stiff poses, inconsistent shading, weird proportions, or bad composition? When you've spotted your weaknesses, you can target them with your daily drills. But sometimes it's really difficult to objectively look at our work and identify the flaws. I mean, if you knew what the mistakes were, you probably wouldn't be making them in the first place, am I right? So don't be afraid to ask for help. It could be from mentors, teachers, or even other artists. A great place for that is my Facebook group, Freelance Illustrators Cafe. I'll leave the link to that on the screen and below. You can go there, post your work, and ask for some feedback. We're always happy to help. Sometimes we're just too close to it and we can see it. So having an outside eye, that's really helpful, and it can make all of the difference. And lastly, tip number 6, research and study. Don't just guess your way through it. This one is huge. Sometimes practicing isn't enough. I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. If you don't actually understand what you're trying to draw, then it doesn't matter how many times you practice it, you're just repeating the same mistakes over and over again. With things like perspective, anatomy, composition, there are rules, there are things that you can learn that you need to know, basics that you really need to know before you can start and get into it. We can learn a lot with just observation and drawing what we see, but sometimes that's not enough. Let me tell you, I went through this just recently, like a year ago, with hand lettering. Since I switched from picture books to surface design, now I have to do a lot more hand lettering for things like greeting cards and things like that. And I was just kind of trying to do it without really knowing what I was doing, and I thought I was getting away with it, but spoiler alert, I wasn't getting away with it. My lettering just sucked, and I was trying to force it. But without the knowledge, it just never got better. So, a while ago, I actually bit the bullet, decided to sit down and learn it. It was actually so much easier than I thought. I just took a couple classes on Domestika and I was good to go. I just needed to learn the foundations, things like stroke weight, composition, spacing. I didn't know what I didn't know, I couldn't force it. After that, my practice actually worked because I had the tools that I needed. Not to say that I'm a master letterer now after just 2 classes, I still need to practice and get better, but I have the foundations now to build on. Moral of the story, if you're stuck, maybe you just need better info. Thankfully, there are so many resources now to help us. It could be books, blogs, YouTube video, online classes. I'm a big fan of Domestika. They have great, really high quality classes. Skillshare is also very affordable and you can even get a free trial. And I even teach some classes, like for example, my picture book portfolio prompt 10-day course. This is a book with a concentration in picture book illustration. So if this is something that interests you, I teach you all the skills that you need to perform really well in picture books, like character designs, composition, cover design, storytelling, and more. If you'd like to learn more, I'll leave the link to that up here and down in the description below. But that's it for me today. I hope that you found this video helpful, and if you did, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help our small channel grow. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!